Hi everyone. I realized that we talked about normalization in class, but I never actually really demonstrated what it was. So I'm going to take a moment to do that in this video. So in this particular example, I have a guitar track. Okay. And now I'm going to normalize it. But before I do that, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So if I want to make a track bigger, I can go to the ruler tool and enlarge it, or I can go over here and drag this down to make the clip larger. So normalization involves audio suite. An audio suite can be really useful. As you can see, all of our plugins show up in this area. And basically what this does is commit the plugin to the clip you've selected. So this can come in handy when you need to kind of free up CPU power and you want to commit the processing to the particular clip. So that's what we're going to do with normalization. So we will find it under Other and Normalize. And it'll bring up this dialog box. And we have two options for normalization. We have peak and we have RMS. So what peak does is it brings the highest peak up to the setting we choose. In this case, it's going to bring the highest peak up to 0 dB full scale. And then everything else will come up relatively. It will maintain the same ratio. So there's no change in the dynamic range. Everything gets raised, but no change to the dynamic range. So let's just see what happens. So as you can see, it took the highest peak up to 0 dB full scale and left the rest of the dynamic range intact. So let's take a listen to this. Okay, I'm going to undo that. And then we're going to try RMS. RMS is an average. You can think of it as like an average. This will average the normalization over the wave file. So this does actually change the dynamic range. So if I change it to RMS and render it, as you can see, drastically changed the dynamic range. Okay, so let's play that. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind when you're normalizing your track or your clip. Do you want to use RMS, which will average the level and bring it up? Or do you want to maintain the dynamic range, just bring the highest peak up to 0 dB full scale, or whatever you choose to set the upper limit to?